Check. Very good afternoon, everyone. Another topic on the warm up and cool down. Do you think I can give anything new in this topic? Now, all the players and coaches, how many of you honestly do a warm up? Okay. How many of you do a warm up for a minimum of half an hour? What about the players? How many of you do a warm up for 5 minutes? Okay. How many of you do a cool down session? 20 minutes? 20 minutes of cool down. Some of the gentlemen's warm up ku kai thookala, cool down ku mattum kai thooknaanga. Okay. So let me see if I'm able to correct some of the components of warm up and cool down. In our practice where we see the sports injuries, we find that about 80% of the injuries what come to us is all because of an improper warm up session or a cool down session. So the primary focus is to correct some of the components and probably emphasize already what has been done. நீங்க என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க அது கரெக்ட்டானதா இருந்துச்சுனா அப்படியே ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்க. ஃபாலோ பண்ணல அப்படினா இப்பல இருந்தாவது அதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்க. So why do you need to do a warm up? First thing is it helps you to increase your heart rate. Once your heart rate is increased, it is ready to go into a exercise phase where the heart is pumping more, the bloods are taken to all the muscles which is required to play, and by this your body temperature is already increased, the metabolism is improved. So activities, physical activities, and the metabolism என்றது வந்து how the oxygen is taken in, அது வந்து உள்ள போய் கார்போஹைட்ரேட்ஸ்க்கு ஃபேட்டுக்கு எல்லாம் burn பண்ணி எனர்ஜியை குயிக்காக டெலிவர் பண்ணுறதுக்கு எல்லாம் ரெடி பண்ணுறது. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் preparation is happening. The third one is muscles are becoming little supple. Circulation is going around the muscles whichever you are doing a warm up. So the muscle becomes supple and it is ready to fire. Joints are getting lubricated. The fluids around the joints are all moved up, so it is all lubricated, ready to function. The nerve is ready to fire. So whatever quick movements you want to do, now the nerve is ready to fire and tell the muscle you can move. So it's warmer, it's all easier to do. Now consider this, that Ooty mari or edathila kulurla pona, do you think you can make quick movements? No, because of lesser temperature, nerve cannot fire. But when you warm up, it is very easy to fire quickly. So that's the idea of getting the warm up. So at end, if you do all those things, the primary thing is, one is you can prevent any injuries that can possibly happen. It also helps in performance, but primary is your injury prevention. So I'm giving you a small tip on a recommended warm-up program. It's going to be 8 minutes jogging, 3 minutes of joint movements, 4 minutes of stretches, and then 5 minutes of dynamic stretches. So this is a simple program what can be done on the court with the players running around the court. You can add up joint movements. So the idea should be few rounds of the court to improve the heart rate. So that's the first thing we are doing here. It should be multi-direction, different direction, because badminton is a game which is going to be done in different directions. So add that one, add some amount of fun. You're playing for fun, so it should be fun related. It's not going to be a serious warm-up. Then you can have one leader to lead the pack in different direction and then progress forward. The next one is to move the joints. Remember, joints move panna, joints are going to get lubricated. So it's easier and safer on the joints to move, take the impact when the game is progressed. So start pannamodu, start from any one joint, maybe up or down. So go slowly towards the other joint. If you're starting from the neck, go down to the shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, foot, ankle, or from down. Next is the stretches. I have seen a lot of the players stretching பண்ணுவீங்களா? எல்லாம் கரெக்டாக பண்ணுவேன் சார். எப்படி பண்ணுவீங்க? சார் கையை அப்படி நல்லா இப்படி பண்ணுவேன், அந்த ஒரு இழுக்கிற மாதிரி வரும்போது எடுத்துருவாங்க. ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸ் அப்படின்னாலே அந்த ஸ்ட்ரெச் ஃபீலிங் வரும்போது that is when you need to hold. So if there is no pain, then that is not stretch. So first thing is make sure அந்த ஹோல்ட் பண்ணுற பொசிஷன் வந்து மினிமம் வந்து ஒரு 15 seconds இருக்கணும் வார்ம் அப்பில். And again start from one muscle up, slowly going down. So you can see the diagram here, starting 1, 2, 3, going down all the way till the low back, covering all the muscles which badminton is going to be used. Stretching again can be done by using some props or materials. ஒரு ஸ்விஸ் பால் இருக்கலாம், ஸோ அதை வச்சு பண்ணால் இன்னும் ஈஸியாக பண்ணலாம் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸை. யூ கேன் யூஸ் அ பெல்ட் ஆர் அ ரோப் which will add up the pull or the force which is required. Same bat use பண்ணி you can modify and do it. Now ஒரு மாத்திரை மருந்து சாப்பிட்ணுன்னா டோஸ் இருக்குது. இந்த மாத்திரை வந்து காலையில் ஒன்று இது 5 நாள் சாப்பிட்றோம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ரெச்சிங்க்கு வந்து we have a dose. So what is first is frequency. Stretching வந்து how long you have to do. It has to be done all days. Recommended to be done on all the days. Whether you play, you don't play, you need to do the stretches. இன்டென்சிட்டி அப்படின்னா எவ்வளோ தூரம் ஸ்ட்ரெச் பண்ணணும். நார்மலாக என்னால் டோ வந்து டச் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்னா த ஐடியா இஸ் அந்த டோ டச் பண்ணி யூ நீட் டு கோ ஃபர்தர் ஒரு 10%. அப்போ தான் அந்த ஃபீல் வரும், பிடிச்சி இழுக்கிற ஃபீல். தட் இஸ் வாட் இஸ் கால்ட் ஆஸ் அ ஸ்ட்ரெச் ஃபீல். அண்ட் தென் யூ ஹோல்ட் த கவுண்ட்ஸ். ஹவு லாங் யூ ஹோல்ட்? யூ ஸ்டார்ட் வித் 15 seconds. தட் இஸ் யுவர் வார்ம் அப் பீரியடில். 60 seconds இது வந்து கூல் டவுன் பீரியடில் வரும். பட் வாட் யூ ஸ்டார்ட் இஸ் 15 seconds. டார்கெட் ஸ்டாட்டிக் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸ் எந்த மசில்ஸை பண்ணுறோன்றது. நிறைய பேர் வந்து ஸ்ட்ரெச் பண்ணுவாங்க. எங்கே ஸ்ட்ரெச் தெரியுதுன்னா ஒருத்தன் கையில் சொல்லுவான், ஒருத்தன் காலில் சொல்லுவான், ஒருத்தன் இடுப்பில் சொல்லுவான். ஸோ என்ன மசில் ஸ்ட்ரெச் பண்ணுறோமோ யூ ஷுட் நோ அந்த மசில் எங்கே இருக்குது, அங்கே தான் அந்த ஸ்ட்ரெச் ஃபீல் வருதான்னு. ஆஃப்டர் திஸ் நவ் யூ கோ இன் டு அ லிட்டில் மோர் டைனமிக் மூமெண்ட்ஸ். ஸோ திஸ் ஆர் கால்ட் அஸ் டைனமிக் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸ் ஃபாலோட் பை பேலிஸ்டிக் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸ். பேலிஸ்டிக் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸ்ன்றது கொஞ்சம் ஹை வெலாசிட்டி. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து பார்ட் ஆஃப் யோர் வார்ம் அப் பீரியட். ஸோ ஐடியலி இஃப் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு பிளே ஃபார் அபவுட் எனிதிங் மோர் தேன் ஆர் க்ளோஸ் டு 1 hour, you should be at least doing a minimum 20 minutes of warm up session. So these are various drills which you can modify as per your convenience. So and then you go on to a play. Your play is again now going to be a training session or a game where you might play for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. And once you finish everything, you're going to start your cool down session. So what do we do in a cool down session? First thing is again 5 minutes of jog. Why? Valadambodu heart rate already is shooted up. Circulation has been pumping, metabolism has gone up. So what you need to do is you need to run around the court again the same way, slowly, so that heart rate வந்து abruptா கீழே வராமல் it's slowly brought down. The other thing is lower limb, big muscles, காலில் இருக்கிறது. So they tend to take in a lot of blood supply. Now you want that blood to be pumped back to the upper body. So that pooling of blood is the problem what happens with players who don't do cool down. So that is prevented. Then lactic acid. Lactic acid is something blood la vanda it forms and it reduces performance or causes fatigue. But it can be removed with normal oxygenation and the blood circulation, it is recovered back in the body. So when you cool down slowly, and the process initiate ayirudhu. Next is your stretches. Now in the cool down session, what you need to do stretches is all about long duration. உங்கள் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸ் வந்து வார்ம் அப்பில் ஹவு 15 seconds ஹோல்ட் இருக்கு. இதில் வந்து மினிமம் 30 seconds to maximum 60 seconds. Now what does this do? Helps you prevent soreness. ஒரு நாள் ஃபுல்லாக மேட்ச் விளையாடிட்டு வந்தால் நெக்ஸ்ட் டே ஃபுல்லாக மசில்ஸ் சோர்னு இருக்கும். Those things can be prevented only by this static stretches which are done in a gradual manner for longer duration. After this, hydration. I want to know a question, I want to answer from the coaches. How many of you feel that during the game, can a player drink water? Do you allow them to drink water during the game? Just one sip? Okay. Can he have half a liter of water? No? After the game, how much? How much water? Why do people need to drink water? Dehydration, okay. So you want to prevent dehydration, or you want to push them to dehydration and then give them water? If you have hydration problem, muscle cramps is one of the problem you're going to get. And they will not be able to perform further. Hydration, you lose salts. Sweat lavanda, you lose salts. Now, a simple technique is, if you feel thirsty, you take water. And the thirst should go. So, it could be 100, it could be 200 ml, but still you need to drink water. There's not a sip. Some people sweat more. Sweat romba jaasti agum. Or if they are playing in a situation where they have sweated a lot with the temperature and other things, that means what? Nariya fluids velila podu. So you keep taking in betweens and replacing those electrolytes. Another one is after the game. During the practice, valada poradhukku munadi or training ku munadi, take a weight measurement. Valanda mudichadukku apra again you take a measurement. So adula vandu evlo weight loss avarum kanakku varum. அது வந்து என்னன்னா வேற weight lossலாம் கிடையாது. அது வந்து only water loss from the body. அந்த 300-400 grams வந்து அப்படியே double பண்ணி make sure it is replaced after every training session, so that it is all replaced. Next is protein intake. It can be taken natural proteins or in terms of powder. These days a lot of them prefer powder shakes, protein shakes. Why you have to take after the game is that it is going to help rebuild the tissues. You can have a protein bar, sprouts or anything, but it is mandatory if you are playing regular that protein intake irundha da body build agum. Appada strength build panna mudiyum. Illana adhe mari lean ave irupanga. The last one, massage. You need to have a good masher or train a masher, particularly at least like how Vimal Kumar sir said about the plantar fascia. The best one is to have a massage weekly once on the gastroc muscle, calf muscles, on a regular basis. Deep tissular, it helps you to unlock the knots which forms with regular training. The muscles get tightened and shortened up. So all those things are relieved of. That helps in preventing the plantar fascia and a tight calf muscle, and it is always better to have a flexible calf muscle than a tight muscle. So what is the take home message? Do not ignore warm up and cool down. நீங்கள் நெட்டில் போய் எவ்வளோ தான் புதுசாக டெக்னிக் தேடி பார்த்தாலும் ஃபஸ்ட்டு வர்றது எதுவும் வார்ம் அப் பண்ணுங்கன்னு தான் வருமே தவிர புதுசாக வேறு எதுவும் வராது. ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் do not ignore the warm up and cool down session. When you do the stretching, a lot of the time we find people holding their breath. No, that is not the right thing. You need to breathe and hold and never jerk and do the movements. In the cool down, when you do the stretches, hold the stretches for longer time. Hold it for about minimum 30 seconds to 60 seconds in the cool down. Know the limit, know what is your limit, and then do accordingly. And in the muscle stretch pandringlo, please try to know that is the area whether it is stretching or not. Do not ignore any pain after a game or a training session. If you have any pain or niggles, kindly consult. Don't wait for the niggle to increase and then come to us. And always replace fluids after the game. That's